Hello guys and welcome to another Viking Ale review. Today's beer is from Boulevard Brewery. I'm going to dedicate this beer and probably the next couple of beers that I do to Keith from Keith's Beer Reviews. Rest in peace. He was a beer tuber that I used to follow back in the day. He was like one of those sort of first ones I really sort of got into, especially for American beer, because I never really bothered watching American beer reviews because a lot of the time I couldn't get their stuff. But I always was fascinated by his review style because he was so laid back. He used to just sort of sit in the back garden or in his front room and he'd just like crack a beer and he'd just be so laid back and chill. And it's really interesting to watch as well. And he had a really unique way of reviewing where he'd sip a beer and then he'd pause and like halfway through the review he'd let it sit and pause the camera and then come back to it about 25-30 minutes later just to get a full sort of like in-depth feel for the beer. And I thought that was amazing. I thought it was a really good style and I was going to nick it but I'm not going to. Plus me having a beer last for 10 minutes is never going to happen. So Keith, wherever you are, I hope it's great beer up there and you're with family and friends. So let's try this one from Boulevard Brewing. I'm so excited to try this. I've got these at like about room temperature, sort of cool. And this is their barrel aged whiskey barrel stout coming in at 11.8%. Wow. Now it's a sort of like, I'm actually doing this because not only because I wanted to do some reviews for Keith, but I've also heard that beer is, especially high alcohol beer, is good. This is going to sound a bit crude, but it's good for like laxatives to get the old guts moving, because I'm on this Mounjaro and it's just completely blocked me up. I mean, I haven't had a poo for 7 days, so I'm hoping this will help. If not, then it's probably going to be doctors. Right, so enough waffling. Let's get this going. Yeah, I'm so excited. I've never ever had a Boulevard beer before in my life. I never thought I'd try one in my life. The one I'm really looking forward to is the Rye on Rye, but I'm going to save that one because that's the one I'm really sort of looking forward to. So, enough waffling. So, room temperature, as you would usually have a stout, because you want those flavours to really flourish. You don't want anything, you know, because cold is great for light beers like IPAs and pale ales and lager, because the hoppiness sort of brings out the cold, almost brings out the hoppiness. But with these darker beers, it's nice to have them a little bit warm, so they sort of expand a bit, they open up. So beer in a glass is jet black, as I expected. A slight sort of maybe half a finger's caramel looking head. Looks all right. Let's give it a nose. Well, you can smell the alcohol. Whoa. Big boozy notes. I'm getting like almost like rum soaked raisin. This is whiskey, isn't it? So I'm not really a big whiskey fan, so I couldn't tell you like styles of whiskey and all that sort of stuff. I've just never really been into whiskey, but to me this smells like rum, like a rum soaked raisin or something like that. Big, like I said, big alcohol notes. There's some nice sort of baker's chocolate as well. A little bit of like, almost like a nuttiness, like a chestnut or a hazelnut. Bit of vanilla as well. Yeah, it smells really complex, but really boozy as well. So let's give this a go. Cheers. Cheers, Keith. Wow. I was expecting that to be like a big alcohol bomb in my mouth. This is exactly what you want an Imperial Stout to taste like. The warming, you are getting a warmth coming from the alcohol, but it's probably that whiskey, a whiskey-like warmth, which is lovely and comforting in the mouth. It's not over the top like some big alcohol beers can be. It's nice and mellow and vibey. It's just like, oh, lovely. But you're getting all those notes I mentioned at the beginning. You're getting like the caramelly, toffee, rum and raisin ice cream, dark baker's chocolate. That nuttiness is there as well. It's like almost like sort of around the edges. But then you're left with that like nice whiskey warmth. But there's so many different flavours. I'm getting like chocolate wafer as well. And then as it fades, it almost becomes like a milk chocolate. Wow, this is really complex. The only thing letting it down, I'd say the body's a little bit thin. But like that medium body, I'd say. It's not, some Imperial Stouts, I like them when they're a little bit bolshy, you know, they've got a little bit of balls, but all the flavours are making up for this. The fact that it's got a slightly thin body, but this is wonderful. I can see why Keith sort of went mad on these sort of beers, because yeah, I've only had one and it's already a 10 out of 10 for me, this brewery. Oh, the aftertaste is amazing. I'm just getting lovely milk chocolate and toffee on the aftertaste as well. That is definitely a beer I'm going to savour for the rest of the night. So hopefully it shifts a few things down there. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully my face will start getting a little bit thinner because I'm on these injections now. So I know I'll keep banging on about it, but I'm looking forward to seeing the changes that I make as well. So take care, and I'll see you again soon for an Urban Viking Ale review. Cheers.